Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Freier from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf.
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
What's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you on this Tuesday afternoon, coming at you from the Pacific Northwest. Thanks to you guys for being on here. This is an exciting week coming up. Big games every week for the Seahawks. Of course, we don't play again until Monday night, so it's kind of a long, extended time off, but that's okay. It gives our Seahawks a chance to rest. But I'm excited today because we're doing something really cool. We are doing a big Discord giveaway. As you saw in the title, I am giving away this right here. It looks transparent, but it really isn't. This is my special custom-made NorbCam football made by my buddy Tyler Freier over at his company Soulmade. He made a bunch of socks and other merch for me. But this ball, very limited number I have. It says Ultimate Hawks fan. Of course, this is green key because of the green is getting keyed out. But it does say Ultimate Hawks fan, NorbCam ball. I'm going to give this away as part of a Discord incentive because we are growing this Discord channel, which is we're going to talk about what Discord is for those of you who don't know. But it's growing really well. It's growing extremely well, run by a crack staff that I got working on this. And so right now we are at a little over 1,100 members. And my goal is to get this thing to 2,000. If we get to 2,000, then we are going to do a drawing for all the Discord members to win this, an autographed version of this ball. So we want to try to push this thing, get as many people on there. So we hit that 2,000 mark, then we can have the drawing, and it's going to result in some awesome perks for the channel. And was it NQIC? Thank you for subscribing. And so do this already. If you haven't already, join Discord. The link is in the description. It's also, whoops, you know what? I realized I have the wrong overlay. Let me fix that right now. That's why it's not making sense to me up here. I need to have this one. There we go. There we go. Is that better? There we go. All right. So there's the Discord description. It's also on the in the description of the channel. So join up with Discord. It's free. It's a really cool community in terms of it's not just a place where you can join me on live streams. That's the only way if you want to get on camera during the live streams. That's the one place you can do it is Discord. Because we got rid of Zoom because there are too many people jumping in there doing all kinds of vulgar stuff, who are strangers just crashing the party basically. So Discord has a little bit more control because I know people who get in there are serious people who want to be part of this fan community, and we've got our staff who are there to kind of filter out those who really aren't serious about being in there. So join it, please. If you are already a member of Discord, we opened up a new text channel called Ask Norb, and I'm going to take a bunch of your questions. You just type your question in that Ask Norb text chat, and then I'm going to go through as many as I can at the very end of this live stream. We're going to go for maybe about an hour or so because I got to get ready for my Madden live stream at 5. So what I want to do next is I want to bring on actually the guys who are helping run this Discord, and they're going to talk a little bit more because I'm not the Discord expert. They're the ones who actually built this whole thing around it, and I'm just here for the ride. So these guys have been doing an awesome job of building this up and running things. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in here to the Discord, open it up on the screen as well so you can see what I'm looking at. All right, so there we are. This is the Discord channel. This is the stream channel that you'll see on all my game day live streams. So we have all the people in here. These are all the people who are currently on there. And we've also got the staff in here. So I want to quickly introduce all of the staff who are here conversing with us today. So let me make sure I got everybody who is on the staff. All right, so I know we've got Mordrock7. Mordrock7, say hello to everybody.
Hello.
All right, so That is Mordrock7, is actually the son of my business partner and the guy you know as 80s Broncos fan. So he's actually the one who got this whole thing started. So Brett, Mordrock7, thank you for doing this. I'm going to have you talk a little bit more about the details. But I first want to introduce the rest of the gang. We've also got Diamond Miner. Diamond Miner, you're the neighbor of Mordrock7, are you not?
Yeah, I am.
All right, so I want you guys just to kind of tell everybody where you're from. You guys, since you guys are neighbors, you guys live from where? You guys live where?
In Sammamish.
Sammamish, Washington. All right, so we got two of the staff are from Sammamish, Washington, and then we got Giyu, who's also in here helping run things. Giyu, where are you at, man?
Hello.
Giyu, and where are you from?
I'm from around San Francisco, California.
All right, so we got a staff member down in Northern California. Welcome again. Thanks for everything that you're doing for this. And then we've got Clenifex. Clenifex also, I believe, is out of state. Clenifex, where are you from, man?
I'm actually from Dallas, Texas.
Clenifex from Dallas, Texas. All right, so that's 4 of the staff. We actually have 6, but I don't think the other 2 are here. Is that right, guys?
Yeah, Wizard is currently unavailable. He can't be here at the moment.
Okay. All right. So we have 4 out of the 6 staff guys. So these guys who run this thing, they run the bots. They help filter things, and they can tell you a little bit more about that. So I want to start with Mordrock7. And I don't know if you want to do a screen share, you can. But Mordrock7, Brett, why don't you just tell for those people who are not members of Discord. And I see Wizard, actually one of our staff guys. He's actually chatting in YouTube, so he's around, just not in here apparently. But Wizard, thank you for your participation in this. So Mordrock7, why don't you just give everybody sort of the bird's eye view? What is Discord and what is so cool about it?
Well, to start off with, if we want to compare it to Zoom, there is just so much more you can do. Like, if you just start to think about it, you have all these different text channels you can talk in. You have all of these voice chats you can join. Compared to the Zoom where you would just join and you just talk, that there's so much more of a community aspect. That there's just so much more you can do. I don't really know what else to say than that. But,
I'm going to kind of show, if you see it kind of on the side of my screen here. So this is what the Discord looks like, right? So Brett's talking about here, like these text channels on the left, these here, there's the Norb chat, QOTD, question of the day, guess who, predictions. So these are game predictions here, fantasy football chats. You can talk fantasy. Basketball chat, I'm not a basketball guy, but for a lot of you guys are. So basketball chat, video games if you're a gamer, memes, you can post your memes up here, any kind of pictures, videos, art. Of course, keep it clean. Of course, level up and bot commands. These are some other more administrative stuff, but that's kind of the main channels, right? Where you can text and communicate with other members of the community, right? Mordrock7, is that right?
what did you say? Sorry.
I was just saying those are the text channels where people can interact with other members within the Discord.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them for you to hang out in.
Yeah. So, and then in addition, there's a couple other ones up here where we make announcements. There's the overall rules here on the left. We got YouTube announcements. So anytime I got a video coming up, it'll pop in here. Giveaways, like what we're talking about, streaming times, roles. And then, of course, here's the Ask Norb right here on the bottom left, or right about middle left. This is where, I think I can click on this. Yeah, so I already see a bunch of Ask Norb questions, so keep them coming. Holy gosh, I'm gonna be busy trying to answer all these questions, but keep them rolling. Definitely gonna try to get to those at the end. So keep flooding the Discord is gonna be Ask Norb rapid fire at the end. So I think that gives you kind of an overall view of what Discord is. And again, we are gonna be, once we hit 2,000 members right now. Let's see what the update is right now. All members, it says so 1143 is where we're at right now. So we want to get 857 more members to get to 2,000. Once we hit that 2,000 mark, we're gonna use Discord to draw this ball. All right.
Yeah. So you have to be in the Discord for you to earn the ball. That's even more of an incentive to want to join.
Right. You have to be a member of Discord. You don't have to be active at the moment, but as long as you're a member, right, there will be a machine, some kind of a bot inside Discord that's going to do the actual drawing once we hit 2,000. Is that correct?
Yes, but I also invite you, like, formally to try to hang out in the Discord because, you know, there's just so much. There's a lot of people who chat in the general chat. If you want to talk about Norb or you want to talk about the Seahawks, then there's the predictions channel. There's just all these things you can do that are just related to Norb and the football game in general.
Yeah, so here, this is the Norb chat text channel. So I just clicked on here. So you can see this is people actually actively going in here right now. So you can be just part of the chat. I jump in here and try to converse whenever I can and, just to talk Seahawks stuff or whatever things are. And again, the nice thing is if you're concerned about having any kind of, profanity or anything like that, we have security things in place, plus the staff guys who make sure that doesn't happen. So we keep this closely monitored to keep everything as clean as possible. So yeah, that's really cool. So I want to talk, we were just talking about the mods. So I want to talk to Gyu now, and he's going to talk about the mods, the moderators, because we actually have brought in, besides the staff that got this started, we have brought in, and they set up a whole application process to have moderators join. So you guys, I don't really know much about that. So Gyu, I'm going to have you talk about that. So Gyu, why don't you talk about the mods in Discord?
Yeah, for sure. So, as you said, we have had we've had a few moderators join us from the time the server started, me being one of them. We normally, in a 2 to 3 week period, like every 2 to 3 weeks, we will have a trial moderator application sent out in which you can apply to be a moderator, and basically your qualifications will be assessed and see if you are fit to help us run the server and just make the server a better place. And from personal experience, I can say that being a moderator is a very rewarding experience. It's pretty fun to be one of the higher ranking members of the server, first of all, but other than that, it just opens up so much to you.
So why don't you tell everybody what does a moderator do, and what do you look for in someone to qualify to be a moderator? Because I know there are some people I think who did apply, and not everybody gets it. So what do you guys look for in terms of what do you look for in one, and what are they expected to do once they become one?
Once people become a moderator, they're expected to stay active and not only just interact with the community. Well, you should do a healthy amount of that, but you should also be actually on the lookout and trying to make sure that the server is staying clean and running well. In terms of what we look, I can't really speak on that, so I'm going to actually pass the mic over to Diamond Miner to talk about that.
Okay, Diamond Miner. So yeah, why don't you take the baton and explain a little bit more about that aspect?
All right. So basically, what we we have very grueling standards for our applications for moderators. Basically, what the main thing that we're looking for is if your application makes us say, "Wow, this guy's good," then you will probably be put into consideration. But there is a lot of other standards that we look for too. Yeah. Okay.
All right. And as a moderator, you guys kind of just make sure that you kind of keep the bad stuff out and the good ones in, right? That's kind of in the long and short of it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. To keep things clean, keep things proper, and minimize drama within the Discord. All right. So I think Diamond Miner, were you going to also talk about the staff aspect of things?
I can. Yeah.
All right, because we have members, and then there's moderators, and then there's staff, and staff is like the top of the food chain, so to speak. So talk about that aspect and what you guys do as staff guys.
Yeah. So we have several different levels of staff here at NorbCore. We have stream moderators, which is kind of, they don't really moderate on the Discord as much, but it's just kind of a role for people to see that they moderate on your YouTube streams. We have chat moderators, which don't have a ton of regular moderator powers, but they moderate the chat so they can delete messages, make sure no bad stuff comes through. We have regular moderators, which can do all the chat stuff. Yeah. And then a little bit more than that. And then our higher up staff team, it consists of the administrators, server developers, senior developer, and then the Discord owner, I guess. And that basically they have access to all the commands and everything. And if you're really in a tough spot or whatever, then you can come to them, ask them for any help or anything like that.
No, that's right. And there's even a process that if for some reason somebody gets muted or gets penalized for something, there's actually a process, right, for a sort of appealing that, a ticket process, so they can actually inquire as to why they were penalized. We have a system for that too, right?
Yeah. So there's a channel up above. It's called the ticket system, and you just have to react to the message, and then it'll create a ticket, and then you can speak to any of our moderators or admins or anything about any problem you have with, say, you got warned or muted, or, yeah. And then you can basically explain why you were, say, falsely muted. And if we think that you are telling the truth, then we might unmute you. Yeah. And it's very simple. Yeah.
All right. So there we go. We try to keep this thing very, it's not just, like ruling with an iron fist. We definitely want to keep things open, and we want to hear from you guys in the same way. So, like I said, these guys are doing a great job. You guys are all obviously pretty young in age. I know Brett Mordrock 7. I know you're in middle school. Is everybody else also middle school? What are your ages? I'm just curious for everybody listening. How about you, Giyu?
I'm 13 and I'm in high school right now.
You're in high school, and Diamond Miner, you're also middle school. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. And how about Clenifex?
8th grade. I'm about 50. I'm not going to give my exact age. I'm about 14 through 16 years of age, and then 8th grade.
Okay, all right. So as you can see, these guys are very young, but they're very much into the tech stuff. And really, Discord kind of came from the gaming community, right? Isn't that where it sort of got its start, but then it's now spread to other things outside of dedicated gaming? When you say that, Mordrock 7?
Yeah. It is, it's mainly for people who, people who are gamers, as we like to call them, but it can be used by anybody. It's just it's a great, not really a social media platform, but it's just a great platform for communicating with people in the community. That's the whole point of the servers.
I believe that we missed one server developer, and he is
Wizard is currently telling us that he's 17 right now.
Yes.
17 years of age.
Furiously explaining to us that he is 17 years old.
Oh, wait, are you talking about Wizard?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Wizard was moderating in the YouTube chat, but is Wizard here as well?
Wizard does not seem to be on this call. I'm not sure why.
Okay, so that's all right. He doesn't have to be. He does say he's 17, so he's the oldest one in the group here. So,
yeah.
I have to. One thing I love about these chat communities, especially on YouTube, but even here in Discord, you guys are freaking hilarious. Somebody said here, I got to find it now. This is pretty good. They said, oh man, where'd it go? There's so many in here. Hang on. It's worth the wait. Got to just back up a little bit. You guys are just, oh, here we go. From Diego Kusaka says, we need a moderator to fire Norton. Ken Norton actually called a pretty good game. You got to admit that he played called a pretty good game against the Arizona Cardinals, but that's pretty funny. And then Anthony C says, by the time you get to 2000, the football will be flat. Come on now. Come on. It's not going to take that long. Look, we're already at, where are we at, guys? Have we actually had any people sign up in the time that we started this 20 minutes ago? Where are we at here? I see 1161. Is that correct? Active members 1161.
I mean, ever since 5:22 p.m. CST, we got about. It's hard to estimate. I don't know.
We've got well over 20.
Yeah, we started at 1130 something. I did my math, and it was like 850 something. So, anyway, it's growing. Even as we stand right here, it's growing like a little weed. Little weed's growing.
Member join. Welcome.
So yeah, thank you guys for those of you who are new here. But now I wanted to Brett, maybe you can address this Mordrock 7 as the guy who started this thing. I know that a big thing that we're kind of looking at behind the scenes is we're trying to reach this next level for the Discord, which is the partnership with Discord. So talk a little bit about that. That's partially why we're really pushing this, because we want to try to hit that partnership. So tell everybody, why is it a big deal if we can hit that level to get us to the partnership? What will that do for the Discord server?
Well, the great thing about the partnership, which we have yet to get, as you already explained, but it would be really cool to get the partnership for our server because it comes with a lot of extra bonuses to the server. We get a lot of better audio quality, which means that when Norb streams, he should sound way better than he already does. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't sound like garbage right now, but he'll sound so much better due to the better audio quality.
I hope I don't sound like garbage.
More official looking server. We get like a badge that says we're officially Discord partnered, and we also receive like a banner up by the name. If you can see the name up by that key on your screen, we get like a banner that can have your symbol on it. It just makes everything look better, and the audio will sound better, and it also goes hand in hand with getting server boosts, which is also another great thing to do if you want to support the server. Costs about $3 to $4 a month just to, you can server boost the server, and the more server boosts we get, the better everything gets. So far we have, let me see, we have 10. If we can get to 15, we get same server banners I was discussing, only it's a little smaller. We also get more custom emojis. We get a bigger file size limit, which means if you have a video or a photo you'd like to upload, instead of 8 megabytes, everybody receives the perk of being able to share a file or video that has 50 megabytes instead of 8, so it's a pretty big increase. So partnership and server boosting, the partnership, all we really need for that is for you to basically just be an active member. We need you to join, and you just need to kind of talk in the Norb chat. And if everybody can do that, then we will be well on our way to getting a way server increase in quality.
All right. Well explained. So server boosts obviously just helps the whole community out, helps the quality go up, and then the partnership would just get a whole bunch of perks up in quality, sort of like that verification sort of symbol with it. So it just makes the server a little bit more higher profile, I guess. And then the larger the community is, the more people are in there and more interaction. It's all a good thing. So again, sign up if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun, and you get to meet some really cool people in the chat and talk about all kinds of subjects, and particularly, of course, my Seahawks fans in here. So, Anthony D sent a super chat saying in YouTube, he said, "Hey, bud, I just made myself a Discord. I'm trying to join in your community where we can talk to each other. A little help, please." I guess that brings up a question for people who are joining. Is there anything that they need to know about getting in here? Because maybe some people might, I know there was some at one point, people were confused on how to sign up. So if people type in that link above up there, what happens after that? Who would like to take that? Who can talk about that? Diamond Miner, maybe you?
Okay.
All right. So yeah, so once they click on that link, what do they need to do in order to make sure that they go through and become a member of Discord?
So basically, you click on the link, you create a Discord account, you go down to your bottom down, there's a, here. Should I screen share it?
Yeah, why don't you screen share it? Sure. Go for it. So yeah, you can walk through it as if you were doing the sign up process, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, can you see my screen share?
All right, so Diamond Miner's going to take this on here and show the sign-up process.
All right.
Where do I need to see that? Do I need to go back to the mainstream server?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to click watch. I got to click watch stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right, so I'm getting your screen share now. It's doing its little sort of connecting symbol thing. It's not quite there yet. It's getting there.
Let's see.
It's got the two little boxes dancing around each other, that little deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, while we're waiting for that, suspenseful moment. There we go. Wait, you've been disconnected. Okay, there it goes. I'm seeing myself.
Yeah. All right. So, basically, if you go down here, to add a server, down here, you can click join server, and then if you put in Discord code, if you put in the invite link right here and click join server, then it will take you to, I'm pretty sure, just Norb chat. And then you'll be able to talk and hear, join the VC, do all that other stuff. So it's a pretty simple process.
We can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, I just see this infinite kaleidoscope of the same screen.
Oh, uh-oh.
It's really trippy and visually entertaining, but
okay.
Oh, there it goes. Now there it is. Let me mute it.
I was screen sharing the stream.
Okay, so let's take two. All right, so if you were to join and click on the link, this is instead of the trippy YouTube kaleidoscope woo thing, you would get this instead. So go ahead. We'll try this one more time.
So if you create a Discord account, it won't have any of these servers or anything. But if you go down here to add a server and then click join server, you can.
That's where you put the link. That's where you put the link that is in my description.
Yeah, then you can put in the invite link, click join server, and then you will be in the server and you can talk and chat. You can join the VC, do whatever you want.
Wasn't there something where you have to have an email? Like an actual email? Something like that?
Also, then if, so to actually talk and be in the server fully, you'll need to go into your account settings and you'll have to register an email. You'll have to verify your email that you signed up to your Discord account with. If that makes sense.
Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So you can get in there without the email, but if you want to interact in the voice chats, you got to have that email, and it'll go through a verification of some process, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If you don't, you can always send a Ask Norb question like, how do I do this? It's not working. Brett Nordquist with the super chat says, "Hi Norb, just stopping in to say hello. Go Hawks." Hey Brett, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the support too. Go Hawks as well. All right, so I'm going to close this stream. We're going back to the screen. Okay, there we go. So, I think we've covered most of it. Is there anything else that you guys want to say about Discord that you think people should know about before I go to the Ask Norb questions?
I don't think so. I mean, the only thing I really have to say is that if you join and you start talking here and you start interacting with the community, I guarantee that you will have much of a better time on Discord than just sitting back on the Zoom, because we don't use Zoom anymore. So honestly, just come in, chat with people, make friends, and you should have a great time. And that's all.
All right. And you get to chat with me. And we'll try to do that too in a second. But I'm going to try, the focus here is I wanted to focus on a feature of the Discord here, which is the Ask Norb portion. So I'm going to go to the Ask Norb channel and go through your guys' questions, rapid fire. Because what time we got here? It's a 4:05, 25 minutes before I got to wrap this show up. So I'm going to go up here to the Ask Norb. And again, you guys can do the same thing and follow along if you want. So I'm going to go to the top and look at this. Let's see how long this thing is. Woo! That's not too bad. Maybe like 30 questions or something like that. All right. So here we go. The first one is from Donald Trump. He has time to join the Discord. Are you surprised how well the Browns have been performing this season? Not that surprised, because they had a real issue, I think, coaching-wise. They had talent on their team, but their coaching and management was suspect. And now that they actually have a decent coach in there, I expected things would kind of turn around and they'd be better. I don't think they're deep playoff better, but they're definitely better than what they've been. And so, yeah, I'm not that surprised. I figured they was going to come around. Jets, on the other hand, complete opposite. They've got problems all up and down. That's just a badly run organization. But the Browns, not that surprised. Alex 13, Seahawks to the Super Bowl? Definitely the potential. I think if Seattle can get some of their health back and some of the guys who haven't even played yet onto the field, then I think the potential is definitely there. But we're going to have to go through tough teams in the NFC. I'm talking about the Rams, who looked really good yesterday, the Packers, the Bucks, who didn't look so good yesterday, but they're still good, and the Saints. I mean, those are probably the four teams that we're going to have to deal with. That's going to be a pain in our sides at some point during this season, off the top of my head. There might be others, but those four stand out. Why did you create it? From Benjamin Skunk Fry. Nice name. Benjamin Skunk Fry. Why did you create it? I guess you're asking about why did I create the Discord. The Discord, actually, it was suggested by Mike, my business partner, 80s Broncos fan. He's the one who said, Norb, Brett, my son, is actually doing this Discord for his middle school. I bet you could really benefit from a Discord for you. Why don't you, he would be willing to do it. Why don't you talk to him and have him do it? So we talked, and he did it, and then here it is. So 1,100 something members going strong. So it's pretty cool. That's why we created it, because it's just another place where you can interact, and I'll be in there sometimes, but sometimes just people doing their own thing. It's really cool. OBJ fan 13 fan KB 18. Say that 20 times fast. Favorite Seattle player? That's a good question. One of my favorite players of all time would be Cam Chancellor. Miss that guy. He represents to me everything that is what a football player is. Hard, gritty, laying out people. It kind of represents a age gone now, since they don't really allow some of those hits anymore. But current ones, I'd have to say, it's hard to not say Russell Wilson, just because of not just the player that he is, but because of the man, the leader that he is on and off the field. It's kind of hard to find any fault with him. So pretty lucky that we have him on our team. It's from Seahawks for Life 12. What do you think the Seahawks record will be? Well, in my Seahawks prediction music video that I do every year, that I release at the start of the season, I said, I'm going to blow this up a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit better. I predicted that we would be 11-5, and we are pretty much, we're 7-3, and I actually thought we were going to be 6-4. So now that we're one game ahead of what I thought we would be, I think we have the potential to be 12-4, and if we can beat the Rams, we could be 13-3 and sweep the rest of the games. But that Rams game is going to be the hardest one. So they're all going to be tricky, but we should win the other ones in the East and those weaker teams that we're playing. But the Rams will be the one that stands out as the toughest game left on the schedule. If we can beat them, I think a 13-3 is possible, assuming we take care of business. If we lose to them, then I think 12-4, but that's going to be probably the game. We need the Rams to slip up somewhere down the way, and we can't afford to slip up, because it's going to come down. That's going to be our little mini Super Bowl, our mini championship game going against the Rams. All right. From Aqua Ethan, what made you a Seahawks fan? So I was not really into football. I'm going way back. So when I was about 7 or 8, I wasn't really into football. And then I started kind of watching some football. And it was, I think the first game I really paid attention to was the Super Bowl between the Cowboys and the Steelers back in 1978 or 79. And I just rooted for the Cowboys then, because I didn't really have any interest in teams, but they had a quarterback by the name of Roger Staubach, and his name sounded a lot like Starbuck, who was one of my favorite characters from a show called Battlestar Galactica. And so I rooted for them for a while. Then I realized that we have a team here in Seattle, and so I just decided to follow them. And then a couple years later, I was playing Little League football, and we got a chance to play in the Kingdome before an actual Seahawks game. And I made a video of that because my dad actually videotaped that game. You can hear him screaming in the background. And I scored a touchdown in the Kingdome in a game that resulted in a 6-6 tie. So I've been a fan for a long time, but it was really just playing football and growing up. And my dad was a big part of that because he was into football before I was. And then he was a Seahawks fan, so I became a Seahawks fan. And that's pretty much been my team ever since. Better, let's finish 13-3, says, what is your fantasy team? I have two teams that I run in the league that's run by DJ Squabo of my roundtable, Noah Boelter. And in that league, I've got two teams. They're not doing all that great. I've got one called Pond Scum. And currently, after my loss yesterday, I am 4-7. And my other team called the Norbsters. And I got a win last night. I'm 4-7 in that with that team. So it's my first time playing fantasy. So I'm doing about as good as I expected to, but not too bad, not horrible. If you could get one player from any time, any history, who would it be? Wow. I think just going off of the first name that came to mind and watching last night's game with the Rams, I would love to get Aaron Donald on our defensive line. To have a guy like that who is just monstrously effective, always in there, all pro bowler, can wreak havoc and requires double teams, that kind of thing. Instantly, that would just transform our defensive line and would change the entire dynamic of our defense. So I would probably just say him right now. But Cam Chancellor, if I could bring him back, fix his neck, and put him back like from 7 years ago, it would be him from a Seahawks standpoint. Let's see. From Hawks, how good are the Seahawks in your opinion in 1 through 10? And do you think that your predictions will be wrong? And will we go 12-4 or 10-6? All right. So I kind of already broke down my predictions. I still think we can go 12-4. 12-4 being very positive, realistic. 13-3 being very dreamy. Then we can go 13-3. But it's not out of the realm of reality. And in my opinion, how are they, the Hawks 1 through 10? I'd say right now, this very second, I'm going to probably put them at, probably the best way to put it is how they rank in the NFC. I would probably say they are, I'm going to probably put them at number 3 right now. I think the Saints and the Rams are performing at a higher level at this moment, but I think that could change once we get, once we start playing again. Chris Carson's back in there, which he's healthy, practicing again. Ethan Posick back at center, Shaquille Griffin back at cornerback. So I think we have the potential to get back up to number 1, but right now I feel like we're at number 3 based on those two other teams I talked about. From Not Car, hi, what will the admin do to make the server better? Let me ask that to the guys. Not Car asks, what will the admin do to make the server better? So maybe you guys can answer that. Someone in the staff want to answer that question?
Well, the admins, they actually oversee the moderation that goes on within the server, and they also make executive decisions on things that go on in the server, and they also assist NorbCam with the production and the maintaining the well-being of this Discord server. And we also assist with keeping the Discord in line, making sure no bad stuff gets in, and that is their main job. And their main job is to oversee the moderation. And if you're talking about server developers and senior developers and Discord owner, they kind of oversee the entire server, as administrators only oversee the moderation and sometimes the chat. So you can see how that's
and on top of all of the moderation things, we run certain segments that we've added. For example, we recently added a fun Guess Who segment. So on a daily or bi-daily basis, we might post some questions to just get the community engaged and talking, and just host some great discussions.
So here's an example of the Guess Who. I think it's great. So Guy, you posted this up and you said, here you go. So it's like it's just Guess Who, right? We gave some clues. So I'm a cornerback. My mother had me when she was a teenager. I played for the Eagles. Guess away. So everybody tries to guess and see what the answer is. I don't know if I want to go down and spoil it, but it looks like Darius Slay seems to be, the common question. And is that the right answer?
Yeah, Darius Slay was the right answer.
Darius Slay. So there you go.
The answer to who the player was the next time we post clues.
All right. So there you go. So that's the kind of cool stuff that you can find in the Discord. So it's not just a place to talk to me. That's obviously a big part of it. But you can talk to other people, chat about whatever. And then we have just little things like that to kind of keep you entertained on other aspects. So, yeah. So again, if you guys have questions, I'm really focusing on the Ask Norb channel in Discord, since this is a Discord push right here. So if you guys want to get a question in there, hit the Discord. And I will try to get through it. I don't know if I'll get through all these here because I realize it's already 14 minutes. There's a lot more questions here. But if I don't get to them, then I will, maybe I'll table it and ask it in another section. Boy, there's a lot in here. So, Aliazar Y. What is your confidence level winning out the rest of the season out of 10? 1 being not confident and 10 all the confidence. Winning out, I'm going to say probably an 8. The 2 points off because I think LA is really good, and we lost to them the first time, and it's going to be a tight game. So that 2 points is probably that concern of how we're going to get past the Rams. The paper portal. If you could choose one player from the Steelers to add to the Seahawks roster, who would it be? That's a good question here. What's his name? TJ Watt, I think, on the D-line. That's the first name that comes into mind. I don't know their team that great, but I know he kind of stands out as a pretty good line. And again, right now I'm just on the hunt for trying to find either really good defensive linemen or really good secondary guys kind of jump out. So he jumps out as a guy who would be a huge boost to a very much needed position for the Seahawks. Wizards' shoes don't squeak much. Asks, what's the feeling you have about Ken Norton? Some fan sites were ready to fire him 2 weeks ago. I think the Seattle community was ready to fire him like 4 or 5 weeks ago. I never thought that was really a possibility. I was not happy with the way it was going myself either. I'm not even sure if he's necessarily going to be here after the season. I don't think he's going to get fired this year. Mostly because Pete Carroll and him go way back to the days when he first got coaching. Pete Carroll was one of the first ones to hire him, and then he went off to be a coordinator down at Oakland. Then he came back here, so he's not going to fire him quickly without good reason. And so for me, it was like, I'm not going to make the verdict until we get to the end of the season. But having seen what the adjustments were made, I'm having some renewed hope that he can get this thing adjusted and turned around. And he's been dealing with a lot of injuries, guys. You got to remember, there's a point where you go, you only have so much to work with, and if you're playing chess and you've lost your bishops, your knights, and your rooks, and all you got is pawns, and maybe a couple of other pieces, it's going to be tough to win your match. But when you got those rooks and those knights and all that stuff working at you, a kick-ass queen, that's going to be pretty good for you. So I got to give him some slack there. So right now he's doing pretty good. We got healthy guys coming back, so he might look better. We'll see. The anime dude, what are your opinions on the Giants possibly winning the NFC East? To be honest, I really don't care who comes out of the NFC East. The NFC East is terrible. The Giants are probably the best team in there right now, but can they really make a lot of noise in come playoff time? Well, I mean, one team is going to be in the playoffs because by default, doesn't matter how bad the division is, one team will get there. I probably would say it's going to be the Giants. They're the best of the 4. But I don't know. I'm not that impressed by any of those teams. So hopefully we'll find out. We better dispatch of them pretty easily here when they come to Seattle in a couple weeks. Kyle NFL 18. Why and how did it come about to start a Discord with your fans? I kind of answered that earlier. Again, it was referred to by my friend, who 80s Broncos fan, whose son started it for his middle school, and he said, hey, you should have Brett do it for you. I think it'd be cool. And that's really where it happened. So that's Mordrock 7 who got this started. Cambet, so do you think this offense will lead us to the Super Bowl more than once in the future? This offense is going to change constantly, but what I am excited about is Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Those 3 are your cornerstone pieces. I would love to see Chris Carson come back here. I don't know if he'll get signed based on the whole injury thing, but those 3 are going to be like the pillars in the offensive line. Everything's going to, or in the offense, the offensive line is going to change. Other pieces will change around them, but those 3, particularly, long term, Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, that's going to be a tandem that you're going to see for a long time. But I would love to get Chris Carson re-signed because I think he's really good. He just has a health issue, injury issue, not staying on there available enough. But maybe that'll give him allow us to sign him for cheap because of the fact that he's missing so many games, might knock his price down when it comes time to renew his contract next year. All right, Abby Kona, if you were the owner of the Seahawks, what would you change and what would you keep? Wow, that's a really broad question here. I would definitely, after I just said I wouldn't fire Ken Norton mid-season, I would definitely re-examine that in the offseason, depending on how this season plays out. Because if he improves it and it totally changes the last half of the year and into the playoffs, and we don't see the same problems over and over again, then I say maybe he earns a spot back again. But if we see the same stuff that did us in last season and we can't blame major injuries for it, then I think he would be the first one to probably have to go. After that, boy, players, it's hard to say because the contract situations are all different, but that's really it. I guess that's really the only position I would say. There's not really anybody I feel like. LJ Collier is kind of a disappointment. I don't think I would re-sign him if it comes down to that point. I think it's not. He needs to step it up to change my mind. Strangers ask, are the Cardinals a threat to the Seahawks? Well, they're not a threat in the regular season because we've already played them. We split games. They could be in the playoffs if they have a good, nice run at the end, and we could face them again. And they're a dangerous team. And so, yeah, they could be a threat. Anyone in the NFC West, barring the 49ers, unless they have some real big, healthy return from injury at the end of the year. I mean, even the 49ers at the end of the year, if suddenly they look like a very different team than they are right now, they could cause us a problem. I mean, it would be terrible to be on the verge of winning the division and have the 49ers upset us. That I wouldn't put it past it because they are always tough to play. Hopefully they just don't really recover from this tailspin they've been in. DK Metcalf's vacuum cleaner. All right, 8 minutes left. DK Metcalf's vacuum cleaner. Who do you think is our best draft pick this year? The fact that I have to think so hard is concerning. Jordan Brooks, I think jury's still out yet. I've been pretty happy with what we've done with him so far. Darrell Taylor, I really want to see what he can do once he gets on the field. It's just having that long issue with the recovering from surgery thing. Freddie Swain, right? Wasn't Freddie Swain this year? Freddie Swain, I guess if it's Swain, if he is this year, and I think he is, I would say he's probably been the guy who's really kind of stood out and done some great things for himself this year. Okay, next question. Justin Goat 3, do you think the defense will step up in the playoffs? I hope so. They need to. If they can play like they did last week and keep on that trajectory with Carlos Dunlap getting sacks and us disguising blitzes like we did against Kyler Murray, confusing him and not giving him that option. I think we can play like that. That'll be pretty good. And then with Shaquille Griffin coming back, I think that's a positive aspect as well. So, yeah, I think we can. I think we're trending in the right direction. I'm Not Weird asks, do you like Bobby Wagner as a player? I do. I do feel like he's kind of now on the other side of the hill, whatever the peak was. I feel like he's a little bit slowing down a touch, but he's still great. Still makes a lot of great plays, and it's his instincts that are really good. But I think it's just a matter of getting that. He's a key part of the blitzing, disguised blitz stuff because I think he was blitzing a lot, but it was too obvious and too easy to pick up. So I think if they can disguise it more so that it's not real clear where the pressure's coming from, he can continue to do some damage. So it's putting him in the right place. Chrysosimo is an idiotic moron. This would be, hey, that's not nice. This is from Seahawks Martin, of course. So which fan base is the worst fan base in your opinion? Wow, which fan base is the worst? I guess the question is, what do you define by being the worst? Would worst being like the most rude, or the worst being the most apathetic and not really caring about things? That's tough. I've never had a problem with any of the fans. I did have one of my friends who went to a Cincinnati Bengals game said the Cincinnati fans were really, really just rude, just really mean to some of these people who went to the game to watch the Seahawks over there. So I haven't personally seen it, but I heard from secondhand that they're pretty raw. They're pretty rough. So I guess based on that description, I'd say Cincinnati. JT Daniels for Heisman. So, do you watch college football? Not really. I watch my UW Huskies. I graduated from there, and but I'm not real heavy into the college game. It's mostly Seahawks and a little bit of Huskies. Lord of the Weebs. What team has surprised you the most this season, be it for a good or bad reason? I would actually say I expected the Rams to be in last place this year. They've really shocked me. I didn't expect them to bounce back this good this year. I didn't think they were going to recover and be as dominant a team as they are. And here they are sitting in first place with us right behind them. So I think that's been the surprise team in our division. The surprise team outside of that, I'd probably say, who's doing well? Who else is doing well? Maybe the Colts. Colts are playing pretty well. God, they did us a favor and beat the Packers the other night, so I was happy about that. Ninja Kenya, whatever time is it? We got 4 minutes. Ninja Kenya, do you think DK will be better as the season progresses? I think he's going to keep getting better with every game. He's going to have setbacks. He's going to have bad games. I think that last game he had was a little bit of a bad game. He had a couple of drops that wasn't really like him this year. Reminded me a little bit of his last season, his rookie season, where he had some drops of passes that he should have caught. But that's going to happen. So it's not like you're just going to go up, constant. It's going to be like progression, bad game, maybe 2 bad games, and then continue to go up. But as a whole, I think he will continue to improve with the experience. Physically, though, I mean, the guy's a freak. Mario, a.k.a. Rachel Ghouls. Ghouls from every tomb. Jamal Adams has been quite disappointing with only 38 tackles. How do you think this will impact the Seahawks in the future, and how do the Seahawks fix their defense? That's a lot here. Jamal Adams, I think, it's hard to gauge how well he's been when he's missed like a whole month of the season. So when you bring those numbers up, you got to take that into account. He hasn't been playing very much. He finally got back on the field just this past game. So, so you got to take that into account. That's also how they're using him. They're using him a lot in blitzing and things like that. So he's got a very specific role that I don't think you can measure that to other positions similarly, because they don't use him in the way that a lot of teams would use their strong safety. So, that's kind of, I think the verdict's out yet, because we did give up a lot. So I expect a lot from him by the time the season's over. He's got a lot to prove that he was worth giving up 2 first-round picks and a player and all that. Rich Z. Norb, what made you become a YouTuber and made you want to make a lot of songs? Good question, Rich Z. Got time for a couple more here. So the way I became a YouTuber was 2013, the year we went to the Super Bowl. I was watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. We were down 20-0 at one point in that game, and the Bucs hadn't even won a game. They're like 0-7, and we were down 20-0. Going, what the heck's going on here? And then we started to come back. Got to overtime, and it was a tie ball game. I think it was like 23-23, and we were driving to get a game-winning field goal, and I realized at that point this would be the greatest comeback in Seahawks history. So I got my phone out and just recorded the moment, because I thought, hey, this is historic. I need to record this moment. So I did, and then I posted it on YouTube for fun, and then people really enjoyed it. And they started asking me to do other reactions to other games, and so that's kind of that's what got it going. And then, of course, we went to the Super Bowl. Went to the Super Bowl with my dad to watch that game, and we won. Made a little documentary out of it, and things really blew up after that. But then 2014, I started doing vlogs. I started doing the Rivals videos, more game reactions, and of course, I said music videos. And the reason music comes into that part of it as well is because I'm a musician. I've played in several bands, wrote several songs, released some CDs, and so I've always enjoyed playing music. And it was right before that season, actually, in 2013, I just ended my time with the band that I was playing in, and that allowed me to do my YouTube channel. So it was kind of a good thing, actually, that the band ended when it did, because I don't think otherwise I probably wouldn't have had the time to do the YouTube channel. And because I was missing doing music, this gave me the opportunity to, now that I had an audience who was interested in Seahawks stuff and what I was doing, I started writing songs. That's where We Got Your Back, which is the music background instrumental for the open of this show, of every YouTube video, that is from that song. And so I did that one. That was released right before the Super Bowl. And after that, I started doing other songs, mostly parodies, that then became, prediction music videos after that. So that's kind of where it all comes from. So I've always had a love of film production and music and composing. So the two kind of just went together. I do that for a living, by the way. So I am a filmmaker by trade, and I do music and sound design as part of it. So it was a natural transition to that. All right, I got time for one more because I'm actually over time. And boy, I didn't get past the first 10 minutes of questions. So I did my best, though. Tyler Partridge, can we play a round of Madden 21 tonight? Well, I got to do my Madden Live. I'm going to just have time for that. Then I've got other things I'll have to do. So we'll see. I can do one more question, though. Bradley, who do you think will win Rookie of the Year? I was going to say Joe Burrows was playing pretty well, but then he blew out his ACL, and that's really unfortunate for him. So I can't think of who else is. I know there's some other names that came to mind, but I can't think of one. He was the one that was really disappointed to see what happened. Squeeze a couple more. Alita Dahl says, hey, Norb. Gunner B, hey, NorbCam, do you have any memorabilia? Well, I got this. If you're talking about merch, I've got this. I do have merch in my channels. You can see it on YouTube. So I got some shirts and other things. Have some hats and stuff. But yeah, check out my merch channel. You can see a few of those things. I'll probably come out with a few new ones as well. All right, last one. Sasita. Despacito. Do you think the Seahawks will win all or their upcoming games? I kind of addressed this earlier. We're 7-3. I think we could be 13-3. Maybe more realistic, 12-4. But yes, I think we have a very good chance. It all comes down to that Rams game, I think. That Rams game. And one more. Kentucky Fried Underpants. Do you think the Hawks beat the Rams in Week 16? Boy, I just talked about that, huh? That is the big question. I think the Rams are really good. It's really a question of how will we be playing by the time we face them. I don't think we were not firing on all cylinders when we played them last time. Undermanned, injured, Wilson struggling. My feeling is that when we get to that point after we play the next 4 games or so, we're going to be a much different looking team when we face the Rams. We know what the Rams look like. That they are what they are, but the Seahawks were not what they're going to be in 4 games. So I think in 4 weeks or 5 weeks, we're going to look very different, and I think that matchup will be very different. Plus, playing at home, I think we'll just have a different vibe. All right, so I'm going to stop the questions here because I do have to wrap this up. Thank you for doing that, but I want to shout out my team of the Discord staff one more time. So I've got Mordrock 7. Say goodbye to everybody. Thanks again, man, for all that you do.
Yeah, thanks to everybody else who's joined the Discord. You were really helping us out a lot. More than you realize, you're really helping us out.
It is. It's really cool to see it grow. Gayu. Again, one of our staff guys, Gayu, thanks for being here, man, and all your work.
My pleasure. It's been fun.
All right, thank you. And Diamond Miner, you still here?
Yeah. Thanks for listening and going through with my mess of screen sharing.
It's all good. And then Clanifex, you still here?
Yeah, of course.
All right, Clanifex, thank you. From Dallas, right? From Texas?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for being part of the staff
no
and all you guys' work.
Join the Discord and go Hawks.
Yeah, we're at, just quick update before I sign off here. We are at 1195, so we're close to 1200. So let's get 5 more in here, break the 1200 mark. We got 800 more to go before we get to 1,000. And again, when we hit 2,000 members, you can see it. It's right there in the number. When you join Discord, you can see the count. It's right there. Currently 1195. So when we hit 2,000, we will do a Discord autograph ball giveaway, and everybody who's a member will be eligible to win. So, but we got to hit 2,000 first. So tell your friends, tell everybody, and sign up if you haven't done so already. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button, please. And I'm also trying to grow my YouTube channel, trying to get to 50,000 subs, which would be an awesome milestone. So appreciate all you guys for being in here, and everybody who was in the super chat. Thanks for your support. And again, I'm going to go live in just 25 minutes to do my Madden simulation. I'm going to simulate the Seahawks-Eagles game. So hope you'll join me for that in about 25 minutes. All right, that's it. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Appreciate it, and talk to y'all later. Go Hawks.